Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be reviewing slash kind of breaking down the Black Adam official trailer that released Wednesday, June 8th, around sometime in the morning Central Time. If you enjoyed the video, hit that down below, subscribe for new, notifications on. Let's get right into the review. So, we've gotten a lot of footage of Black Adam. Been waiting for the last several years for this film to come out. It's obviously starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who's literally born to play this role. He does an amazing job just in the little footage we've seen of this movie. Last year, I think it was at DC Fandom, we saw like one of the first opening scenes of the film. It wasn't the actual first opening scene, but it was one of the opening scenes where we saw Black Adam coming down and being reborn as a god. And we saw him kill people in like a matter of a second. And we've been saying this entire time for Black Adam, the hierarchy of power is about to change in the DC universe. And you can see that just in that one footage clip alone, but in this trailer as well. So let's get right into it. So it opened up with us seeing a younger version of Black Adam. Now, full reminder, this film has been in the works for the last like 10 to 11 years. The Rock has put a lot of effort into this film, and you can really tell when he talks about it that he really cares about this. I think this can easily be one of the best superhero films of the entire year, if not for the last decade, especially for DC films where they haven't been doing that good. So, and WB's putting a lot of weight on the Flash movie that's coming out with Ezra Miller, but with everything that's been going on with Hawaii and the whole Ezra Miller thing, you should know it by now. If you don't, you're living under a rock. I'm not going to run it down this video, but we all know the Ezra Miller situation. So I truly do believe that this Black Adam movie can really bring back the DCEU and save a lot of it if WB does things correctly, which, considering they're doing this film correctly, and hoping they do, and knowing how much The Rock cares about it, I think this will be an amazing film to see. And again, the best superhero film of the year, I'm calling it right now. Could be wrong, but again, like I said, seeing how much The Rock cares about this project, it really just does hype me up a lot for it. So I think it's fair to say this will be easily one of the best superhero films of the year, if not the past several years. At least for DC content. Marvel, you could argue here and there, but definitely this year alone, best superhero movie of the year in October when it comes out. But we saw this younger version of Black Adam going into a container that's filling up with water. Now, what this is, I don't entirely know. I don't think we really know at all. I'm assuming we'll find out in the movie. Then, we knew this before, but we saw a little bit more detail in this trailer where Black Adam says that he was a slave until he died, and he was reborn as a god, aka Black Adam. Obviously, he's a god now. But we knew he was a slave and he got killed, and then obviously he was reborn in this god role. And Black Adam's son died to save his father, aka Black Adam. So I can really tell just from the beginning of the trailer, this is going to be... you're going to see like this character going through a heroic slash villain-ish arc, but it's also going to have that twist on it, which I really love superhero movies, so it's going to have that emotional arc to the movie, superhero movie, I always say this, if it's a good superhero movie, you will see the main character, the main lead of the movie, go through emotional stuff. You won't see him being stone cold the entire movie. Even Batman couldn't even do that. The Batman movie, Robert Pattinson, they couldn't even go through the movie without having an emotional scene in it. Every good superhero movie has that in it. So I always say that, and it always turns out to be true 98% of the time. So, and assuming the writing is good for the rest of the movie, but it tends to be that way when you have emotional scenes in superhero movies. That's what I love about it, because it's more than just being a god or superhero powers. You also have a human side. No matter whether you are a god or you're Superman, you're the Flash, or you're Batman, you always have a human side, and that human side always has emotion and power onto it when you're in this role. And you can see that in this trailer alone. Then we see Hawkman, Dr. Fate, and Atom Smasher who appear in this trailer. We saw a little bit of them in the sneak peek that we got in previous DC fandoms. But then we saw Atom Smasher as a giant. Now we know Atom Smasher can obviously grow and I'm assuming shrink. But I was not expecting that like much of a giant for the Atom Smasher. I literally, my jaw dropped when I saw that. I was like, holy crap, this is huge. He's going to be really, I think all these people are going to be really cool in this film. Black Adam is kind of going through the ropes of either becoming a villain or a hero, but he does kill. However, he does consider himself a hero. Now, he's more or less an anti-hero than an actual hero. But like I said already, throughout this entire film, I think it's going to really be about, is the Black Adam trying to be a hero or be a villain? Because to people's eyes, we're going to see him as a hero or a villain. But he's an anti-hero. So how are the people's perceptions going to clear that up? Is he a hero? Is he a villain? That's why we have Hawkman, Dr. Fate, and Atom Smasher in this film, and probably some other heroes, who knows, trying to figure out, is he on their side, or are they going to be fighting him? And they're going to be fighting him while they're more likely dead. So I think they're trying to get him on their side, but at the same time, they're trying to get him to be a hero and not worse. Because if they get worse, well, you know. And then we hear Dr. Fate saying that he saw two possibilities when he looked into the future, and either A, Black Adam's the destroyer of the world, or B, he's the savior of it. So, again, I think this movie's going to really be about, is Black Adam a hero or a villain? The people's eyes, to us, he's an anti-hero. I think it's easily he's an anti-hero. You know, he saves people, he hurts people, kills them in like a matter of seconds. You know, he does use lethal force, because he's a god. Why wouldn't you? But, nonetheless, you know, it's really going to vary in this film, what is he? And it's going to be really interesting to see where this goes. Especially if it's found in the comics. Who knows? Then, in the trailer, a random guy pulled out a baton and tried attacking the Black Adam and hit him on the head with it. And it just bent around his head, pretty much. And he tried hitting him with it again, and Black Adam made him go flying. I mean, like, yards. Like, he's gonna die. Like, we all know that. Even if he lands in the water, he's gonna die. I mean, you hit water with that much force, you're more than likely going to die. And he's a human, so, you know, that's not gonna end well. But that was pretty cool. And then we saw Black Adam walk out of this, like, massive explosion in the background. There was a car rolling up. It's a very funny scene where they're rolling up the windows in the van or whatever they're driving. And kind of like a T-Rex. It was the first time I saw it when I saw Black Adam go around the truck and then turn his head into the car, looking at them. And they're just like sitting still. It's kind of like if you ever watch Jurassic World or Jurassic Park. Like when it's a T-Rex, you stay still because the eye will track movement and eat you. If it sees movement, it doesn't eat nothing that moves, so you know you need to stay still 98% of the time. It works. So that was the first thing that popped in my head. And then there was a rocket that launched at him. He grabbed it, he caught it, and it exploded on him. And obviously, it didn't impact him at all. Why would it? But because he's a god, and it exploded. And obviously, you know, we saw at the end of the trailer his hand go up on the window. Whether or not the suit's destroyed, because you can see at the end of that trailer, the cloak with the cape and the hood, there's holes throughout it. So obviously that part of the suit is vulnerable. It's not, you know, 100% protected, but the rest of the suit, you know, there might be little scratch marks here and there, but it is pretty much indestructible. So I do think we're going to be seeing that throughout the film where the rest of the suit might get damaged, but Black Adam himself and the full-on suit minus the cloak and the hood, that won't really take any damage. And we do have the lightning bolt on him that's like orangish yellow colors, just kind of throughout the emblem. It's not the full emblem, which is obviously different than previous Black Adam comics or animated series where you've seen the emblem being full on yellow. Now, honestly, this is Shazam's villain. This is the villain that, in the comics, Shazam fights. It was mentioned in Shazam 2, I think it was, in the deleted scene that they deleted. So it's going to be interesting to see if we get Shazam in this, and what happens if he does go up against some. And I will also pay a lot of money to see Superman versus Black Adam. I don't care what version, maybe it's Henry Cavill, which, if you don't know, I don't really care for that Superman. I love Tyler Hoechlin's. I would be surprised if they ever do that, though. But I would love to see Black Adam versus a full-on powered-up Superman, as in a Superman that's not holding back. Because I would love to see that fight. I think we all would. And it's like, I heard someone say this when they were doing the reaction to this trailer. If you had to pick someone who could take down Superman, The Rock would be it. I mean, like, it's a joke, but at the same time, it's also true. Like, if you had to pick someone to take down Superman, The Rock would be your best possible choice here. And he fits this role. He literally said himself he was born to play a Black Adam. The more and more I see footage of this, the more and more I believe it. Now, I don't know much about Black Adam in the comics. I know a little bit here and there. But just from seeing the footage that we've gotten for Black Adam, it looks amazing. It sounds amazing. It's, like I said earlier, this can easily be the best superhero film of the year. It can easily be the best DC film by far. Just by how much hype and level is going in this film. It's obviously going to triumph the Batman. I love the Batman. It's one of my favorite Pattinson is my favorite Batman ever, period. In live action, at least. But he did have an amazing Batman film. I think he had the best Batman film out of all of them. I would say that Black Adam will top that movie by way standard levels. I don't like saying that, but I think it's fair to assume that's what's going to happen. And that's just because I love Robert Pattinson's Batman, love the film, as I said already. But Black Adam can easily be the best superhero film of the year, if it's done right, and I think it will. Now, they did finish production of the film, or at least Dwayne Johnson finished his part of the film, because they had to do reshoots for some scenes. But it is done, and it is releasing October 21st of this year. So we have a lot to look forward to. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching the video. Have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe. And as the man in black himself says,
Toodaloo, motherfucker.